since you started.
Oh, it's just like AEW. It's a payback for me talking about the production of the AEW. Oh, I just wanted to give you guys an example of what happens when things don't work at the start of a show, everybody. But here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this was an absolute unbelievable night at AEW Double or Nothing. Welcome to the Joe Cronin Show. Welcome to the first review of AEW, the pay-per-view Double or Nothing. It was a emotional roller coaster towards the end of the night, and it was a pretty exciting night. There were some good things, there were a few bad things, there was some negatives, but there was a lot to talk about. The fact of the matter is there was a lot to talk about. I hope you guys enjoyed the joke at the beginning of the show, because that's what it felt like to me tonight when I couldn't get access to 3 different ways to watch this show tonight. So many problems with ordering, so many issues with the apps, but be that as it may, it worked out in the end. And simply amazing! Jon Moxley is here in AEW! I'm going to mute Dave Rose and try to trigger the sounds. We are going to take phone calls. We're going to talk a lot. There's a lot to talk about. And I basically got about an hour to do it. Because tonight on my Patreon is Corrupted. Corrupted episode 101. So there's a lot to talk about. I'm going to try to get through and to get to everybody who is trying to call in or whatever the case may be. We have on the line Dave Rose. He may not be able to hear the sounds yet, but Dave, initial thoughts coming off of AEW and what we saw here at the end with Jon Moxley showing up.
Overall, I was extremely happy and extremely satisfied over the experience. And at the end, I had no expectations for that. It came out of the blue for me. It was a great surprise, to be quite honest, because really anything could have happened. I was thinking at one point, Chris Jericho, best in the world. What if CM Punk showed up? But this was, I think, an even better surprise. And the fact that he and Kenny Omega went at it, I think really builds a great feud now that Jericho has won and is obviously moving on to fight the Hangman. This is a great feud to continue. This is great.
Yeah, I think it is great. You're right. It sets up 2 different things, so now they have 2 major stories to tell, to get to.
And it doesn't diminish either.
Right,
Kenny
exactly.
Omega may have lost, but that doesn't mean anything right now. Obviously, the wins and losses they're going to take into consideration, but the fact is, it doesn't really take away from their credibility. They both did an amazing job at that final match.
I agree. I thought it was...
I don't even know if Kenny Omega cut himself or if he actually broke his nose. But
yeah, it's hard to tell. I thought the same thing. I was like, man, he might have just broken his nose right there for real. Like they might have. I don't know if they were looking to do it, but it was certainly done. It was you got hurt. I mean, it looks like it hurt. That being said, we are going to take phone calls in a few minutes, but I just want to get this out of the way. I am going to have everything going the same way we'd always would have things going. Shout out to the chat. What did you guys think in the chat? Out of 10, what would you give AEW in the chat right now? We have more people watching this right now than we usually do for a Monday Night Raw review than a SmackDown review, and that tells me that there is a lot of buzz going on right now.
I'll be your Jake tonight.
Oh, yeah, you will be my Jake tonight, baby.
I got all the notes and everything ready to go.
Oh, yeah. I need to put Jon Moxley shows up in the title. It wasn't in there. What was your favorite match of the night?
Now, this is... It's a tough one for me, to be quite honest. There was some amazing matches. I really enjoyed... Probably the one that I really enjoyed the most would be the AAA tag team match between Young Bucks and Lucha Brothers.
Wow.
I know it's not... I mean, it's... I've been reading some reviews online and stuff. Some people didn't say it was that good. Some people said it was amazing and stuff. Obviously, the Chris Jericho match was awesome. The Cody and Dustin match I thought was great for storytelling and stuff, but the level of activity, performance, and the speed that the tag team match went at, it blew me away. Just how they just went overboard, all of them, and they just did such an amazing job. So that one, physically, I guess, would be the one that I enjoyed the most. Now, storytelling-wise, would probably be the Cody and Dustin match, because, again, there was a lot there, and there was some amazing, just absolutely amazing moves done by Dustin that you would think that a man of his age either would not do or couldn't do. And I don't know the name of the exact move where he flipped him and sort of like, did
one of them was a diving rolling senton. He did a senton off the apron, which was kind of crazy.
It's the other one where Cody flipped, he caught him, and then he just like drove him down into the ground, sort of like a pile driver, but onto the back of his neck. Oh,
he did a Canadian destroyer, I think, right?
It might have been, but it was just so quick. It just amazed me that Dustin can move so quickly and so efficiently, and the blood was incredible. I mean, first of all, they cleaned that mat quite well. So that I
figured they had another one underneath. I thought they had one underneath. I mean, I can't believe
maybe, but like if you saw at some points, they were really filming some heavy gushing coming out of his head.
Oh yeah, I have never seen a temple or a head continue to bleed more than 5 minutes like that in a modern day match. I mean, maybe something that Abdul the Butcher did back in the day, but because we have HD, you could clearly see the blood continuing to pump. It was actually I will be honest. It actually was for a little while a distraction in the match, because you were concerned that
I was concerned because it didn't stop.
It wouldn't stop, and it was scary. And I'm going to pause real quick to take a donation so we don't get too far behind here. Super chat.
Fix your audio, you goon.
I know, I was joking. I was trying to make a joke, and nobody got it. But it was ridiculous, because the beginning of the show, for me,
By the way, I'm not hearing the donations.
I didn't think so. We need another person on the call.
But yeah, the bleeding, I mean, I'm surprised the guy didn't pass out from the amount of blood that he bled, but it told a lot to the story as well. And both of them just kept going. And again, for storyline purposes, for what was told, I thought that match was great. Physicality, I go for the tag team match. But now that we're going to see both of them go against, I believe, was it the Young Bucks at the next pay-per-view?
Right.
I think that's really exciting as well, because we get to see them work as we always wanted to see them work.
Yeah, without a week-to-week show yet, they have done a great job here of really already kind of transitioning storylines. Like, everything already makes sense about where they're going with stuff now.
See, you know what? I totally even overlooked that. I totally had forgotten that they're going to be airing weekly shows, and and you're totally right. They really established a great starting point, a great solid ground to build off, where you've got already these established stories to go forward with. So you're absolutely right there.
Yeah, and the thing is, a lot of people questions real quickly, because I see this question a lot, and then I will play another one of the donations. Because we are up against it. I will go as long as I can, but tonight is the big podcast over on my Patreon, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show, but we're here to talk about AEW. I did have an issue with the commentary, not a big fan of the commentator. The two of them, I complained about it on Twitter all night. That's only because I want to be the commentator for AEW. I'm selfish, okay? No one is.
Who's the guy that sounded like Morrow?
And it's not that he even sounds like him. He just is too ridiculous. Like when a move happens and you yell, "Oh, pile driver!"
Okay,
but he didn't do that. He went, "Pile driver!" And it's like, you're not in a metal band. Stop.
Okay, well, let me at least say that I did like a fair bit of stuff that he did. Okay.
I liked him like 70% of the time until he went, "Pile driver! Body slam!"
No, I totally agree with the commentary, is that there were times where JR was sort of missing the the queue and stuff. And
well, okay, JR, by the way, JR shined where you think he would shine. He shined in the better matches, in what I thought were the better matches, the Cody Rhodes match and the Jericho match. He shined, and he actually got better throughout the night. There were times tonight where JR was lost, where he was like, I don't know what's going on, basically.
Agreed.
And the two other guys, could handle it seemed like, but because they were looking to the lead man, JR, they had to know when to come in and like hold his shoulders almost. But be that as it may, I enjoyed JR a lot. I really think the guy, Excalibur with the mask or whatever, I thought he was good, but again, he just that screaming like he's in a metal band. Like, I like screaming when something happens, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a moonsault! But I don't like, moonsault! Like, I don't like that. I don't like it. It pissed me off. I know that people were 50-50 on Twitter. Some people said, Joe, you're a dickhead. Other people said, I don't like him either. But whatever. I'm being selfish. I want to be out there calling that shit. Dude, I wish I could have called that night tonight so bad. What a fun fucking show to call it would have been. AEW, it was so well done. All the way done. I mean, we could go to the beginning at first, and we will go through everything. There's so many calls right now. By the way, if you're trying to call, we might try to take calls in a few minutes. Just hang on. The phone lines are jammed. Cody Rhodes symbolically destroys, and right when he did the entrance, you knew what he was doing. It was like, oh, my God. He's kind of like mocking Triple H, but he wasn't just mocking him. He, it took another level.
I really appreciated that.
Yeah. That was very awesome. Like the emotion in that match from destroying that throne. And by the way, Cody Rhodes is a guy who's been quoted as shock factor's out the window. Shock factor's out the window. Well, I don't know what the fuck this is then, because
this is like Triple H marching into WrestleMania, like being carried by an army.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, it was great. It was wonderful. But again, they a lot of botches on the production. There was a lot of production botches and a few in the ring. What the hell was with that Cracker Barrel thing? The fucking referee.
I think they did that on purpose, to be quite honest.
To fuck with the ref?
No, just to create something funny for people to laugh at. Because again, they had a sponsor, Cracker Barrel.
Yeah,
so
I
obviously
agree.
They got it into the ring easily in the first place. So I think Jericho was already aware of that, and they did that just to have an opportunity to laugh at the ref.
I mean, I guess it was weird because it just interrupted the flow of the emotion or whatever. I don't know. It's just bizarre, but
I don't know. I kind of thought it fit. I thought it fit with the whole.
It was funny.
Sponsor thing.
I thought it was funny. It was funny. Let me take a donation real quick and see if I can trigger these sounds for Dave. Put you on mute for a second.
Super Chat Party.
Super Chat Party from Will Jennings. Thank you, Will Jennings. I appreciate it. Thank you for the $1 tip, man. Thank you for the support, man. It was good, man. What up to Jay in the chat? Jay, how you doing, man? What did you think out of 10 tonight for AEW? Jon Moxley shows up. Cody Rhodes mocks Triple H big time. I thought this was very well done. They kind of, Jericho and Kenny kind of botched the DDT a little bit, so they kind of redid it, but they made it look good the way they redid it to set up Jericho's new elbow to the head. What the hell is it called? The Judas elbow? Or I forget. Well, thank you. Dave, what is it? The Judas elbow?
It's the Judas effect.
The Judas effect. Thank you. What am I, JR? No, but I love JR, man. I do love him. I thought he was fine. He got better and better as the night went on.
Party.
More comfortable.
Turn your sound on, brother.
Put it on, Ron Boniti. Ron, thank you so much for the Super Chat Party. I appreciate that and letting me know the sound was off, dude. I appreciate that. Had a little bit of a botch. Yeah, tonight I was unable to order this on Verizon until finally Leah called them yelling at them while I was watching it on the BR Live app. And the BR Live app, for me, it doesn't cast anywhere. You can't cast anywhere. So I wanted to watch it on the big TV in my living room, sitting on a couch. And there I am walking around with a phone or sitting here at a computer. I didn't want to do that. Wanted to watch in front of a big TV. And so I was pissed on Twitter, man. I was going fucking ape shit on Twitter for anybody that would listen, being a baby, because I was mad, man. I've been waiting for this for a long time, and I know a lot of you guys have, and that's why I was freaking losing my mind.
You wanna see my dick?
Oh no, get out of here, Sean Few, you son of a bitch. Oh, where was CM Punk tonight, Sean? Where was CM Punk?
You want to see my dick? I will show you my penis.
Donation coming in from the almighty JD Venom. What up, Venom?
I'll show you my pee-pee. Do you want to see my dick? Do you want to see?
No way I was about to steal this thing from these guys. No way.
Minus the horrible camera cuts, edits, missing spots, subpar commentary. The storytelling, wrestling and pure shock factor was excellent tonight. WWE may not be in trouble yet, but they gotta be concerned. Mox is in AEW now. This shit has now got serious.
I agree, JD Venom. In fact, I think what you just said is exactly how I feel. I think what you said is exactly how I feel. The production wasn't the best
Shit bomb
tonight.
Sup guys?
What's up, Trouble Gaming?
Tonight was okay. Not saying it was great, but okay. Women did good. Liked Cody versus Dustin. Sure, they went overboard with blood, but it felt more to me for some reason. And oh yeah, Moxley is fucking here, baby. Fuck off, Vince, you old fuck. 8/10.
Triple Gaming, thank you for the $5 and becoming a $5 shit bum. Yeah, again, I feel this way again as well. I really did. I felt it was exciting, and there was a lot to talk about here, and that's the thing that makes me the happiest. You know, is that I can talk about shit.
Remember the 69 donation, Joe?
Yes.
I wonder what happened to it. Anyway, this show was a 7/10 from me. A lot of sloppy production, but great for the business. No matter of your opinion of AU, this is what's needed for the business.
Yes.
We need this. WWE needs to step up.
Juicy, steamy Asian cunt. Thank you for the donation, man. Yeah, one of the things is we didn't have all the camera shaking like WWE. I actually like the production of what they were trying to shoot. Now, the problem was they just missed spots, and they had the wrong camera at times. They'll get better, I would assume. It's a brand new team of people all working together. So that was a problem. I did not enjoy the commentary that much, aside from JR. I appreciate that all the guys were good, I thought, but I just didn't care for them myself. Just my opinion. That's it.
I want to slap the fucking black off his face.
Good Twitter interaction tonight, Joe.
Yeah.
But you do have to agree, this is such a breath of fresh air compared to what WWE gives us.
100%.
Yeah, commentary was so-so, but overall solid fucking show.
I agree, man, and thank you so much. Rambo Mode with the $20 drop on Double or Nothing review night. Rambo Mode, thank you, man. Rambo Mode 92, you salty sexual beast. And now I'd like to turn my attention back to Dave Rose and myself, because we're fucking Huns for the camera. And I would like to bring up the fact that the beginning of the night started with the Battle Royal. I missed it because I don't know whether everybody else had this problem, but AEW put up a upcoming show live stream. That never came on. I would go back to it, it never came on. And they put up a new one, and that one never came on. And by the time they had it up, the Battle Royal was halfway over. Now, people told me it was on TNT YouTube, but nobody ever said anything about that, so I had no idea about that. I was also trying to watch it on the BR live stream, but I didn't want to pay $50 for the BR live stream because I was trying to order it through Verizon. Now, Verizon told me I was unable to order pay-per-views and I had to call them. So I called Verizon, except for Fios wasn't there today. That's what they said. So I called back again and tried to call regular Verizon, and then they told me that they would transfer me, and then they again said they were gone for the day, but I was unable to order the pay-per-view. So then I became furiously angry because I missed the Battle Royal, and I still to this time at this time don't know really what was going on. I know that Hangman Page won, and I knew he was going to win pretty much, so that's okay. I can't tell you what I thought of it because I wasn't able to see it, and that was infuriating me, and I went to Twitter and I flipped the fuck out because my BR Live, Bleacher Report Live service on my phone would not stream, and I elected to use my Facebook to sign up for it, and purchase it. So I was unable to stream from my phone to the TV. And then when I went on Xbox to try to do it through a desktop, it couldn't sign me into my Facebook, and then I couldn't remember my Facebook password, and then I became really pissed off. And then while I was doing all this, I just sat down here, and I watched it on my computer, and I was like, great, I want to be in my living room. Leah called Verizon, yelled at them and stuff, and eventually they said, you know what, we can figure out a way to do it for you, even though they're closed. And they got it for me. So shout out to them for getting it done. I want to know how people's experiences were tonight, where you watched it. I was not going to steal it, and it didn't matter. People were sending me stolen clip sites and stuff. I didn't care. It's not about that. I don't want to watch it on my computer. I don't want to watch it on my cell phone like this unless I have to go pee or something. I want to sit and watch it on a big screen and turn the sound up. I want to be immersed in the wrestling show. That's what I wanted. And so I was upset that that's not what was happening, and it should have been easier. And I blame mostly Verizon. But anyway, Leah got it done, and my experience was the BR app was great, except for if you change pictures, it shuts off on your phone, so that sucks. And there's no casting option. At least there wasn't for me. Other people said they were able to cast it, but they had to do like 2 or 3 steps of some bullshit that I don't know about. And if I was getting frustrated, I mean, if I'm that mentally challenged, there's a lot of mentally challenged out there that probably had trouble. So if you had maybe Amazon Fire or a Roku, that might have been easier for you. I do have those, but they're upstairs in the bedroom TVs. The room down here doesn't have that. So I'm just explaining why I was frustrated as far as that goes. So I basically missed the pre-show. Dave, did you see the pre-show?
I caught maybe the last 15 minutes, 20 minutes at most, because again, the complications. The YouTube link didn't work. There was, just all these things that just weren't connecting, and it obviously was a mess at the beginning. I can't necessarily blame them. I mean, we've seen Impact have way worse, Yeah,
well, I mean, what I will say is the pre-show definitely felt like a pre-show to me. It felt like a pre-show. It felt like Sunday Night Heat from WWE. That's what it felt like, and I thought that was fine. I
didn't think it was bad.
No,
what I saw, I didn't think it was bad.
I mean that in a good way. Like, it was, like, I thought the pre-show was like a 6 or 7 out of 10. It wasn't that good. It didn't necessarily quite hype me up to watch the show, but I didn't watch much of it, so I can't really say that.
Exactly. I can't really
I can only tell you that I wanted to watch it so bad I was already sold. Just let me see the goddamn thing is what I thought. So,
I was as pissed as you, because
right.
Even with like something on YouTube, it just wasn't working.
Yeah, and I was not about to not pay for this. I'm sorry. Like, I know some of these guys wrestling. I'm not about to not pay for this. And in fact, I paid for it twice. I'm negative $100 tonight because I had to buy it on BR. And what I will say is the Fight app, I think, works better as far as casting and stuff. Like, I like the Fight app a lot. But the one thing about the BR, the Bleacher Report Live app, is it didn't crash. It had no stutter. It was very smooth. And I wish that could cast, because I feel like their casting would be really good, because sometimes the Fight app, even though I really like it, is a little wonky and shit. But it works. It's better than the New Japan app, I think. But, anyway, that is what it is. But I did want to mention that briefly because that was, that was part of the beginning of the night, and it really was part of, what happened and what went on.
It did set a tone for a certain amount of things. I mean, even some of the donation said a moment ago that there was some bad camera spots and, things didn't work 100%. I can't necessarily blame them either, because it is so new and, they are getting used to working with each other and the crews and stuff. But one thing that really inspired me and made me quite happy was to see, first of all, the entire MGM Center filled. Yeah. And very, very loud and passionate people. You'd see them get on their feet many times. There'd be points where they'd actually clap for certain moves, which is so Japanese, and it seemed there was so much appreciation for actual pro wrestling there. It didn't seem like there were any casuals there. Everyone there wanted to be there.
Yeah, I mean, you saw a lot of the people burying their faces in their hands at times too, like they were really concerned, for what was going on at times. Very weird, very interesting. What did you think about Bret Hart coming out? Like, I really want to break everything down. I'm going to go all over the place just because that's just how I am. But what did you think about Bret Hart introducing the AEW World Heavyweight title, and what do you think of the AEW World Heavyweight title?
Number one, totally out of the blue, surprise for me that Bret Hart would come out. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. The title itself, I think it's very prestigious. It seems like it was actually quite heavy for both of the guys that handled it.
Yeah.
It looks like there's a lot of metal on there. It looks like it fits. It looks like it actually means something. And that's what I'm always about when it comes to a title, that it should look not like a toy, but like a title, like something that means something. And the last thing I want to say on this is MJF. Basically, he had some amazing lines, just such a great heel, but I just love that one line where he's like, "Watch out, a member of the audience."
Yeah, he was good.
Laughed. That was gold.
He was good on the mic. I got to say that, man. He was such a dick, and it was a good moment. It was funny. My only issue, here's my negative, and I thought most of it was positive, loved almost everything, was shocked Bret was there. I liked the title. The only thing I didn't like was the fact that they really didn't get a shot of the title the right way.
Yeah, and I know.
It became secondary that the title was out there. So I wish that they had unveiled the title first and had Hangman Page like looking at it and maybe going over to it, and Bret Hart showing it like that and then posing for a picture maybe, and then they had time to zoom in, and then out comes the interruption. But instead, before the belt's even pulled out, there's an interruption, and then all the fighting happens, and while everyone's still looking at the fighting and what's happening maybe, Bret just takes the belt out randomly and tries to hold it up, and after a few seconds couldn't hold it up anymore, it seemed like.
No, but I'll give the crew, the camera crew, this is that despite the fact that they obviously had the hard camera and stuff on one side, obviously Bret was moving around faster than the cameras could keep up, and all the sides were actually able to catch it in a fairly good light. So, good on them on that. They didn't fuck up everywhere.
No, they didn't. It just wasn't. I thought it should have been better focused on. But what I like about tonight is these complaints that I have, like with all the good things and all the bad things, I'm settling around a 7 to an 8 out of 10 for this show, probably an 8 out of 10. And the fact
I'm
that
giving this a solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah, and I agree. So I really think that because, and I am going to give it an 8 because I said maybe 7 or 8, and because not only the match was good, but Jon Moxley came. Because of all that, this was exciting. I've seen NXT shows that are better, or that I felt were more solid altogether. But what I like about this show is I have that old feeling that all the good stuff that happened, we can talk about how good it was and why and everything. And even the bad things that happened, we can talk about those and how that maybe could have been better, but everything. And there feels like a balance to the world, to the universe, when we're talking about this tonight, as opposed to WWE, where it feels like there's not a lot to say other than I think I want to go to bed. And everything was the same crap. NXT, you can kind of do that. But I would say this show has got me talking even more than an NXT show would have me talking, because even though the NXT shows a lot of times are an 8.5 or something like that, and a 9 out of 10, this show, with all the stuff going on, there's so much to critique, to be excited about.
There were several times where I was extremely hyped up for the night. I was extremely hyped up for events and stuff, and there are certain other matches that went on that I actually enjoyed very much, and some of the reviews I'm seeing right now, they're like, oh, that was terrible, this and that. Like Britt Baker, Kylie Ray, and Nyla Rose, and Awesome Kong. I thought that was it. I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
it wasn't the best match.
Let me pull up the card real quick so I can organize myself. And we will take calls. I will try to take calls in a minute. Let me just
get that all Japanese one, with all the women. I think they're all Japanese.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
this one website I'm looking at is retarded because they gave it a bad grade. It was I really enjoyed that match a lot.
Really?
I don't know what it was, but like,
well,
there was obviously some of them were playing characters, and there's something about Japanese wrestlers, that just it sort of breaks the fourth wall, at least in certain aspects, and there's still a believability aspect to it. I don't know how to explain it, but that match stood out for me for some reason. It wasn't the best of the night, but for some reason that match stood out.
Well, let's go through it. Casino Battle Royale, we really didn't catch a whole lot of it. Hangman Page won. I'm assuming it was like a 6 or 7 out of 10 Battle Royal. I thought the last one was great. I really liked the one at All In last year. So, but this one I feel like wasn't as good. Maybe somebody could argue with me or tell me in the chat what they thought, which one was better. But I would say that the one at All In was better. Kip Sabian versus Sammy. I didn't know really that much about Kip Sabian. I think he's from like IPW, WPW, somewhere in the UK. I don't know. They had a pretty good opening match. It was all right from what I could see, but again, I missed a little bit of it. So I don't know. I can't give you an official grade on those two. I would say they're probably around 7 out of 10s for me, but I don't 100% know. Now we get into the first match of the night, I believe. Was it the first official match of the night was Best Friends, right?
No, I believe it was SoCal Uncensored versus Strong
You're right. It was, SoCal Uncensored versus Strong Hearts. It was okay. Strong Hearts, unfortunately, came off a little bit weak here. I actually picked Strong Hearts to go over because of the relationship with OWE, or I forget the name of the promotion, but because of their partnership going on, I thought maybe they would do a favor for some reason. I'm glad they didn't, actually, and it was good that SoCal Uncensored went over, or as I call them, Stone Cold University.
I enjoyed that match as well.
I thought it was a good.
It wasn't bad.
It was a good little open. It was a good little open. It was nice open. 7 out of 10 for me. And then we had. Then I think we had Britt. Was it Britt Baker and Kylie
then it
Ray?
Was Britt Baker, Kylie Ray, Nyla Rose, and Awesome Kong ended up showing up.
And then we get this first surprise. One of the first surprise of Awesome Kong showing up.
Crowd instantly popped when they heard her music.
Yeah, it was awesome. That was cool, man. It was so good to see Kong. She looked good, man.
She does. Good for her.
Pretty crazy. So the match was all right. The biggest takeaway I had from the match, though, going away is Britt Baker has a great super kick. I thought that super kick was great.
And the what's her name? I think whatever.
In the match, Nyla Rose,
the referee for that match.
Oh, she was phenomenal, and of course,
she looks good in that suit. I'll give her that.
She looks like she's in charge, man. When she's in there, that ref, I forget her name too, but
Edwards. Something was it Edwards? I just
had
that tab open.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't remember either. We should figure it out, but I just
Aubrey Edwards.
Her house, not it. Well, I get hopefully we're all good and we're back up here. It was no problem with my computer whatsoever. Refresh. Everybody tell refresh. Everybody tell people to refresh because we're back. I lost my my power in my house for a second. My power is back. So fortunately that's what happens. It wasn't my it wasn't my computer. Everybody refresh. It wasn't my computer. It was my power in my house went out. So that was, of all times to go out, we're doing the first AEW review and this shit fucking screws up. I will have my computer back up. I'll have Dave Rose back and everything else. Alvarado, thank you for subscribing to the channel, man. What's up, brother? I apologize. I don't know exactly why I lost power like I did, but lost power, and I'm assuming it's because I had too much stuff going on the breaker down here. I had a lot of things going on in the basement, so I suppose that's what the problem was. So I am sorry about that. I'm trying to get the computer back up and running. It wasn't my computer that shut down. It was the power that went out. So anyway, going back to that, I thought, the referee, Aubrey Edwards, she had a lot of control in the matches. She just knows what she's doing. I thought Britt Baker's super kick was great. I really, really just loved her super kick, man. I tweeted out something like, that's one of the best super kicks that I've seen in a while. You know what I mean? I've seen her do it before where it's been pretty good, but it was a great shot. They got it. And for some of the times tonight where maybe they missed the mark,
You've got a new subscriber.
this was a time where, you know, they really got a good shot. And I was happy about that. Lead Locket 52, thank you for subscribing to the channel, guys. If you're new, make sure you sub down below. And hopefully we won't have all these audio problems in the future. Majestic, what up? Thank you for subbing as well. I'm going to have my stream back up in a minute. I'll be able to get back on the call with Dave Rose. And we can hopefully get a little bit more of this review in before we do my podcast on my Patreon tonight.
Pour me a beer.
Joe the Corrupted
You've got a
pre-show
new
might have to be
subscriber.
about this. It might be. Adrian, what up, Adrian? Edwards ref the SCU match. Yeah, I missed it. I did see and we'll talk about the botch too, man. They rang the bell in the other woman's match. That was just ridiculous. I don't know what the timekeeper was doing. You know, I was calling it a botch, and people were on Twitter were like, give the women a chance, man. They're trying.
Pour me a
And I'm like,
beer.
well, I
You've
wasn't
got a
referring
new
to that.
subscriber.
I was referring to the fact that they rang the bell early. Yo, Bunny Love, what up? Thanks for subbing to the channel on the Joe Cronin Show. We're going to have AEW reviews every week. We're going to be talking AEW all the time, as I told you we
Pour
would.
me a beer. You've got a
Flynn,
new
thank you for
subscriber.
subscribing, and thank you guys for bearing with me while I restart my computer since my power went out in my house for about, I'd say it went out for about 8 seconds or so, maybe. Nyla Rose versus Awesome Kong. Yeah, that might come
Pour
up
me a
next. Yeah,
beer.
you might
You've got
see
a
that.
new
That'd be a
subscriber.
hell of a thing. I don't know how long Awesome Kong plans to hang around in AEW. Jon Moxley returning, or rather not returning, but returning to wrestling pretty quickly and showing up in AEW as we thought he might, based off of that video previously. I'm just going to sit you guys down right here while I try to get the computer screen going again and get Skype up, because my computer is... Well, I built this about 3 years ago, and restarting it now, it really takes a little while to build back up again. Thank you guys for being patient while I get the show back up on my regular broadcast. This should only take me a couple more seconds to get everything rolling again. We had about 2,000 people watching, too. I appreciate all of you, the 1,400 of you guys who got back in here. Despite the fact that we had a trouble. It definitely was not anybody shutting me down. It's the power. I lost power in my house. So, you know, you lose power in your house, I guess you lose power. I'm switching over now back to the camera side of things. Hopefully, Dave Rose, if you're listening, Rose, I can probably take your call again, Dave, if you want to call back up again. And we will try to get this going again. Can't believe that happened, man. Can't believe I lost power. I'm trying to review a goddamn one of the most exciting shows of 2019. God damn it. All right, here we go. We got stuff coming back up now. And I'm going to have to do a little bit of resetting. Hey, Dave, can you hear me? Oh, God, it didn't see my microphone. Dave? All right. All righty. Let's see if we can do this. You guys may have to refresh again in just a second. If you hear a pause, just refresh, and I'll be back on camera here for everybody. And we'll be able to take the donations and take the calls again, and everything should work. Dave, can you hear me? My God. Why does it not think that I don't have anything connected to the computer? I don't get it. My Skype is telling me that I don't have audio connected to the computer. What the hell? That's really weird. All right, here we go. Let's see if this works. Jared Ramos, thank you, Jared Ramos, for the follow. Appreciate that. Sorry that I'm having these technical difficulties. See, I can't get my production down either. Random Mexican, what up? Thank you as well. See if I can get the stream going again. We'll see. We'll see in a second. Oh, boy. I apologize, man. I'm so sorry that happened. All right. How's everybody doing? Can you guys still hear me? I think my camera should change views in a second if it's all working well. So I apologize for that, for the trouble. And I will try to go back and get the donations that we might have missed. Of all the nights to do this is not the night to do it. But AEW, man, oh, man, it was emotional tonight. That's the thing, man. It was actually emotional. It actually felt like something. Dave, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
God damn these problems. Like, what the fuck?
Can you hear me, though?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, because the last 2 times I called, I could hear you fine. You just couldn't hear me.
Yeah, I get it, man. Hey, we're back, everybody. We're back. Yeah.
Woo!
How about that? Everybody here?
Just like AEW.
We got audio? People are saying no audio. Hold on a minute. It's actually emotion. No, it's audio. All right, cool. I apologize. Dave, what the hell we were saying? We were talking about Britt Baker. My power went out for 8 seconds.
That's crazy. Do you guys having a storm right now?
No, you know what it is? The basement runs on a different breaker, and Leah's dad said it's pretty weak down here. I had the projector going, and I had the heater going in this room to make it warmer, and I had the TV things. Everything was going. So I think that maybe I just ran too much power. But yeah, so Britt Baker, dude. So this was not the match with the bots, right? That was the other women's match, right?
Which was the botch that you were referring to?
They rang the bell early.
I think it was this one.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't think it was the other one.
I thought it was the one that you liked a lot. I thought it was that one they rang the bell early.
The 6-person tag match.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe it was.
Yeah, I think Britt Baker hit it with a clean super kick and it was over.
No, you're right. You're right. I'm actually looking it up right now. Apparently, that's where there was a botch near the end where the timekeeper rang the bell and the music queued up despite the referee holding up 2 fingers. But
oh God,
yeah. So you're correct. I was wrong. But yeah. So the Britt Baker match, like you said, great super kick. I really enjoyed the match, and I liked the surprise with Awesome Kong as well as with Brandy being invested with Awesome Kong and her not winning. So I thought there was, a lot of story that was told there, and it was just I thought it was an enjoyable match.
Yeah, I did too. I mean, I thought it was all right. I didn't love that one. I thought it was one of the weaker ones. That was just my opinion, but I thought it was good. Thought it was another one of those sort of. I give them like a 7 out of 10. I probably wouldn't go back and watch it that much again. They finished off the end pretty good, but. And the bell rang. It was pretty good. It was good, and maybe I'd have to watch it again too. But the bell rang, and that was weird. That was the. That's okay. So we covered really both the women's matches. They were okay.
There's the one match that came after that, which I actually did not see because I was waiting for my pizza and wings.
Angelico and Jack Evans.
Best Friends versus Angelico and Jack Evans. So I was wondering what you thought of that.
I thought that was at that point that was my favorite match of the night. At that point. I really, really thought that match was really good. It had a really bizarre end because after the victory happened by the Best Friends, like some just weirdos showed up and it got weird. And it was almost just so, even the announcers, JR and them were like, what the hell? They didn't even know. They almost didn't really, they weren't like selling it like, oh, these guys are here. Who are these guys? What are they going to do? They sold it more like, whoa, okay. What the hell is this? Does anybody know who they are? Do you know who they are? Like, it was very weird, and it was just weird. But what I will say is, again, like, remembering what I saw tonight, put it to you this way. My favorite stuff of the night was, obviously Cody and Dustin, Omega and Jericho, and then I would probably say the Best Friends versus Angelico and Jack Evans.
Yeah. Even over the tag team match? Tag team title match.
I don't know. That's hard to say because the Young Bucks match was really, really good. But I
So I'm
think
gonna have to go back and watch this because if you're having trouble deciding which one was better, clearly this wasn't a bad match. So I've seen Angelico and Jack Evans actually perform as tag teams within Lucha Underground, for example, as well as AAA and some other promotions. But I've not seen them in their iteration here. And if you're telling me that was so enjoyable, I really got to go back and watch it now.
most people will probably choose the Young Bucks match. I just I kind of zoned out a little bit. I think it's because, like some of the stuff that the Young Bucks do is crazy. Like someone goes through the ropes and you think that they're gonna maybe stop and get back in or do something else, but instead they jump up and jump off the rope and do a moonsault or something. And it's amazing how they go to a second or third move combination after one.
There was so many false finishes during that match, and Nick moved like lightning. It blew me away to see how quick this guy just did these moves, and it really, I don't know. That's why I said that it was probably my favorite match of the night, because they they impressed me so much. Yeah,
it was really cool. I just don't know. I think I have to watch it again. But I would say that the one that the Best Friends match was more of a traditional, sort of more of a wrestling match to me. Like, whereas the Young Bucks and stuff, they were just all over the place. So I'd probably you could argue that one, but if not, and I may have to watch it again, to be honest, because again, tonight was chaotic. Running from the room to back here to make sure things were right. My kids are going to bed at sometimes during matches. Trying to get the stream to work sometimes. All that stuff that was going on. I'm really gonna have to rewatch again. But through clarity, I can tell you that once the Rhodes match came on, that's when I started really being glued to what I was watching, and I was like, "Wow, man, this is fucking amazing." Let me see what the donations are doing because.
Okay, well, while you do that, I just want to quickly say I think that the match, the card.
Yeah.
Was just perfectly parsed out. All the matches, from what I saw, were in the perfect order, built up the storyline. Like you said, by the time that we got to Cody and Dustin, we were totally invested and just raring to go, and that kept us in for the subsequent matches that came. And I really think they did a really good job when it came to the booking.
And guys, I'm here every day with wrestling news, podcasts, and live reviews and things like that. So if you're new, I hope you guys subscribe down below. We're about 100 subs away from 65,000 subscribers. Been doing this about 8 years on YouTube. So I'd love to have you guys on board for WWE, AEW, and all the other wrestling talk that we're going to do here. Let me play these and see where we are here with these donations, because things got so jacked up that sometimes it resets where we are. So yeah, Lyra, thank you very much for subbing to the channel, man. I think that he is. Yeah, see, I think that he came way after, so it skipped all the donations from earlier. So I have to replay those, and I'm gonna do that now. While I just take a second here and hit them all. I know that tonight, unfortunately, like the AEW production at times, my shows had some glitches here. And I'm supposed to do a podcast in about an hour or so.
AEW appreciates Mexican
hour? I thought it
wrestlers.
was 1
WWE not so much.
Oh, 15 minutes, yeah. Tiffany, thank you so much, Tiffany. Yeah, they do appreciate it, it seems. They appreciate a lot of things. The wrestlers, I felt, were treated great. I'm actually surprised at how many AEW guys went over, but, Negan's Mayo, thank you for subbing to the channel. That's fucking an awesome name. What up to the chat? Carl Martz in the chat. Jordan Davis in the chat. What's up?
Here we go. I'm about to get it.
How you doing, guys?
Here we go. About to get it, man. Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go. Oh, no.
Kenny Omega versus Y2J was great, but it can't touch their first encounter in New Japan.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not. I get what you're saying, and I agree too, but I think they were just trying to continue a story here. Malk, thank you very much, Malk Goalie. Or Ghoulie, thank you for the $5. I think they were trying to continue a story, and they knew that they were going to do something. They did a nice match, nice main event match, and it had an end, but they knew they were going to do more, bringing in, Jon Moxley, formerly Dean Ambrose. And so I don't think it needed to be anything more than it was, and I thought it was good. And, Yeah, I think maybe their other
About to
match
get
was
it, man.
better, but
Here we go. About to get it, man. Here we
it
go.
was different.
Here we go. Here we go. Oh,
Ulysses.
That sucked. Rip off WWE. Only WWE shale and casuals who are not wrestling fans would say that. I'm all in to only watch AEW now 9/10.
Say what? I guess I don't quite get what you're saying. I mean, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 myself, so I'm not sure who said what. Or someone said that sucked, or... Man, I mean, I guess I didn't get it. Maybe the wording, but thank you, Ulysses. I appreciate that.
That sucked. Rip off WWE. Only WWE shill and casuals who are not wrestling fans would say those sorts of things. He's all in.
Okay, I get it. God damn
Only
it.
watching AEW now. 9 out of 10.
See how dumb I am at reading stuff?
Do you think HHH, Vince, Steph watched? B. If so, what do you think their reaction is? 9/10 for me.
I they'd probably say they didn't. Zachary Busby, Zachary, thank you. I think that they did watch. I really got to believe that they're watching what the hell's going on. They would be dumb not to watch or know what's going on. I know somebody did. And they probably thought, damn.
Exactly.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I know that they only did one show. You know, WWE does a show monthly, and they do shows weekly that do well, and pay-per-views almost sell out. So the fact that they sold out the MGM Grand, you know, WWE is going to be like, yeah, well, we do that every month.
It's like asking if WWE...
You started off a 4 out of 10, then Cody versus Dustin slowing pick things up. The tag team matches held it up. The women's matches was okay. Minor surprises, expect Jon Moxley and shots fired on Triple H's throne. Not a perfect PPV, but still entertaining. 7/10.
Joe Green, thanks for the 316, Joe Green.
What I was saying was basically...
Can you hear these? You can hear these?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear the donations?
Yeah, I can hear them.
That's awesome. I can't believe it.
Everyone did great. The show reminded me of PWG with a higher production value, and that's not a bad thing. Great storytelling and great matches. Even the bell botch did not ruin the Joshi match. 9/10.
No, they cleaned it up pretty well. It felt like the bell guy just rang it wrong, and the referee was like, no, I gave you 2. No, and it actually made it more realistic in a way. Harry, thank you for the donation. One thing is the music, man. One of the things is like Cody Rhodes' music is awesome.
Yep.
And obviously Chris Jericho's music is awesome. And Kenny Omega's was okay.
Oh, I gotta jump on that before I forget. What Jericho did for his entrance was fucking brilliant. Going through the iterations of Jericho.
Uh-huh. I liked it.
I thought that was beautiful.
And
I loved how he did the line tamer, that he did like the list, that he did like the jacket, and then he came out at his current iteration. That was just, to me, that was just so beautiful, so perfect.
I thought it was good too. I liked it, but my point in saying the thing about the music is that pretty much everybody else's music sucks. And in my opinion, going forward, if you have staples here on the show, you really got to start looking into people and characters and getting a group of a team that can write good songs. Because I'm telling you, the wrestling music is a big deal. In fact, I'm starting to believe that music is like such an important thing that it's almost unbelievable. If you don't have some kind of song that's catchy or that fits your personality in a way, if it's just generic song number 6, like even Goldust's song that Dustin's song that he came out to tonight was just like, it sounded like a Green Day ripoff. I don't know if you heard it, but it was like,
Actually, it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
Like, again, the thing is, though, I was surprised because obviously we weren't going to get his regular WWE music, but I don't know. I enjoyed it. I thought it fit well, and I had no problem with it. I'm not seeing the same problems you are in regards to the music per se, but I totally agree with you when you say the music is seminal and it needs to stand out because it needs to help define that character that you're watching.
They need to be able to produce a song like similar as close as they can to NXT. And there's no reason they can't. because those guys, CFO and whoever WWE hires, Jim Johnston before, these are just guys who are good at music, who are composing music. That's what you need to find. You really need to be careful that you don't end up with Impact type wrestling music, because, and I know that you're like, no, it's about the sports and the wrestling. I get that. That's fine. But it makes a difference. It really does. I thought Dustin Rhodes would have come out to something like, I don't know, I'm looking randomly. Let me try this. Not necessarily that, but something that was like, like what can remind you? What can remind you? Like Bret Hart had a rip-off type of song tonight.
Yeah, but it was similar. I agree with you saying. You're looking for something that would fit his character and is somewhat similar to what he's known for, but is still unique.
Right, and I don't necessarily like that Bret Hart came out to like a rip-off of his song. It was kind of like weird, but I get it, because that was Bret. Bret is so Bret. But Dustin could have come out to something that was like epic, like, and you could have gotten it written. You could have gotten something played. You could have gotten something done. You knew what you were doing tonight. You could have bought it. AEW could go on an audio download website, and for $300, they could have picked a song, and they could have said, we're going to buy the rights to this, and you can buy the rights to own it, to produce it on TV, you own it yearly, all these different options.
What did you think of Moxley's music?
I don't remember it.
I liked it.
I don't remember it.
It was good.
I just
It's
don't.
a hard, rocky type song, so.
I got to listen to it again, because I totally forgot. I think I was marking out a bit, even though I knew he was pretty much, I basically knew he was going to be there, but I wasn't sure then by the end. We all had that like, oh, we're going to be let down. He's not here, relax. Like, we're going to be let down. And I think I was talking so much and shit that I just totally didn't even realize it.
I honestly thought we would see Moxley once the TV show started. So this, again, was a very nice surprise.
Well, I thought maybe Moxley would be a surprise in the Rumble, and that way everybody thought Paige was going to win it. But I like what they did. They did a better thing, having Paige win it and then still having the surprise at the end. Let me play a couple more of these. Tommy NC 2010. I wonder if Tommy watched tonight.
So come on and dip, bum on your lips. Fuck that, come on your lips and some on your tits. And get ready, cause this shit is about to get heavy. I just settled all my lawsuits. Fuck you, Debe.
Oh, man. Thank you so much, Tommy NC. I appreciate the $4. You're a little bit early to the Corrupted show, though. Appreciate that. Let's see maybe one more, see if we can get things to go through, because I don't want to get trapped way behind with these, because we got Corrupted coming up in just a few.
You started off a 4 out of 10, then Cody versus Dustin slowing pick things up. The tag team matches held it up. The women's matches was okay. Minor surprises, expect Jon Moxley and shots fired on Triple H's throne. Not a perfect PPV, but still entertaining.
That's a repeat.
7/10.
Green, thank you, man.
Sounds familiar.
Don't know why it repeated, but I appreciate that. Probably because when the power went out, the meter stopped over here, but then it kept running over there, and I had to replay, so probably hear some replays.
Shit bum.
Shut up.
Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Thanks for the $5 and becoming a $5 shit bum, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. All right, so let me hold them again for a second, and we'll move to the next thing. So now comes the Cody Rhodes, Dustin Rhodes match. The entrance by Cody was awesome. We said destroying the Triple H throne, really pouring it on. He said he was going to destroy the Attitude Era. He also said shot factor's out the window, but it really, like I said, don't believe him. What he said doesn't. Shock factor is certainly not out the window in AEW, despite Cody saying that. I think what he meant to say is, I hate Vince Russo, is what he meant to say. So him destroying the throne, coming to the ring, Dustin coming to the ring, the respect they got, the emotion starts really pouring right from the beginning, and then the blood would start pouring. Early in the match, Cody Rhodes would jump the barricade and actually go into the crowd, and it looked like his wrist was bleeding. And to me, it seemed like he wrapped the razor badly in a way that was wrong. And you could see his wrist was bleeding. His hand had blood on it. And when he jumped into the crowd to like run away for a minute, I think that was him fixing his wrist because he didn't want it to be picked up maybe on the camera. That was what I got out of it.
Oh.
So because if you watch early on, Cody Rhodes hurt his wrist or his hand, it looked like, and then he jumped into the crowd, and then he came back in the ring and his wrist was bloody here. And I was like, that's weird. What the hell's going on with his wrist? And then I, thought about, well, a lot of times that's where you'll keep a razor. I wonder if his razor poked right into him. So then right after that happens and he comes back, and after a few things on the outside, Brandy Rhodes spears Dustin. And they do that so they can set up Earl Hebner throwing her out, which would give Dustin plenty of time to cut himself. And I did miss the spot, though, where his head went into a turnbuckle pad. Was there no turnbuckle pad? They kept saying that, and I missed it.
No, he had removed it and actually threw it into the crowd.
Wow. So, like, I did not see that. But, that was when they said something's going on eBay, right?
Yep.
Somebody said, they were like, oh, that's going on eBay. Yeah, because last All In, they sold the turnbuckles for, like $800 or something. Or like $500 or $1,000, some shit like that. They sold the shit for a lot of money. So yeah, so it was supposed to be his head goes into that, and that's why he's busted open. Then, Dustin Rhodes, Goldust, starts fucking bleeding like a goddamn maniac, and I mean he is fucking bleeding, and you could tell because there was pools of blood on the outside. It was all over the mat, and it wouldn't stop. And it was at that point I was like, man, are they going for an early end here? Are they going to end this early? Because that is fucking deep. That is fucking one of the worst cuts I have ever seen. I mean, I wanted blood, but I thought to myself, geez, I wanted blood, but holy shit. This is grotesque. And it was scary. And the more the match went on, the more you were kind of actually scared for Dustin. And it took a little bit away for a second because you were actually worried about him instead of like what's going on with the wrestling match. And I wasn't too happy with the announce team at this point because the announce team just wasn't really calling it like I believed they should have. They kept trying to call a wrestling match. Like, okay, let's just call the wrestling match like this isn't happening. But, from my point of view, I would have been calling things like, this match could stop. He could collapse at any second, and this match could be over. And there may be EMTs in the back that have been told to come out, and this, Earl Hebner's got to stop this match, and this really this really has to end. Dustin needs to give up here. I've never seen anything like this. Things like that, and they really didn't say a lot of that at all. Not really. In fact, a lot of it was them sort of browsing over the fact that this bloody mess was happening. And I don't know why, but that made me upset because I thought that, wow, he's cut himself wide the fuck open. Use it. Please use it on commentary. And I was angry, and so I began calling it myself while watching it and put it on Twitter.
Earl Hebner, how Earl Hebner has not stopped this match, I have no idea. How Dustin Rhodes' body hasn't given up already.
At one point, I think I said God may stop this match for Dustin or something like that. And it was just, and I think Jim Ross did a little bit of it, but I don't know. I was very angry. I was a mean fuck. I'm not going to lie. I was a sour fuck to the commentators all night. I really was. I just was not happy with, I just didn't like it. I liked Jim Ross, but he was like half a man until the end of the show, and I just really hated that guy with the mask on that fucking play old driver. Like it ruined the emotion of the real match for me. He just wasn't. I love Mauro Ranallo. I love Jim Ross. I love Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan. I even love Vince. I love Jerry Lawler. I love Matt Stryker. I do not like this announce team. That's all there is to it. They were good. They are good. I will say they are good. I don't like them. And I know that sounds weird. How can you say that they're good and you don't like them? Well, I don't like Led Zeppelin, but I know that they're good. So I can tell you, like they know what they're doing, and they're pretty good. But I just don't like it. And this match should have been called a different way, in my opinion, and it pissed me off. And I'm not going to hide it. I'm not going to not say it. I don't care how many people are going to say, oh, you're just mad you're not calling it. You're fucking right, I am. I am mad I wasn't calling it. I really am. And I don't do this a lot in my life. I usually kind of just say, I'm not that good anyway. I'm sitting on a couch here watching it. I don't care. I want to be out there calling that. I want to be out there with somebody calling that. Or even somebody else calling it, I wouldn't be talking about it. If somebody else had called it better, in my opinion, I wouldn't have been talking about it. I would have said, wow, they did a great job. Because I said when JR called the women's Mae Young thing, I thought he did pretty good. I loved him. Daniel Bryan, I think it was Daniel Bryan and Mauro Ranallo. They were great together. Nigel McGuinness is fucking awesome with Mauro Ranallo. I talk about how great they are all the time. Oh my God, he took his head off. Oh, Mauro, he might have separated his shoulder. You can see from the agony on his face right now. The shoulder's definitely been separated. He may have been separated, but this match isn't over yet, and they continue to climb now to the top rope. Superplex, my God, off the top rope. That's got to be it. 1, 2, no, it's not it. Man, Mauro, what is it going to take for these two men to give up? Like, I like that.
That's great.
Phenomenal.
They make a great combo.
They are great. But this tonight, like, oh, you know, it's a slobber knocker. It is, JR. Pile driver! None of it made sense to me. It was that guy with the mask, while he's good, is Excalibur. Cartoon fucking... I felt like I was watching cartoons, like fucking the Wile E. Coyote or something. So there's my critique of the show, as far as that goes. But I loved it. Don't get me wrong. I loved tonight. I'm so excited. I'm oozing with fucking excitement. So we continue with the Cody Rhodes match. What did you think when you saw this fucking blood coming off of Dustin Rhodes, Dave Rose?
I thought it was excessive and was wondering when it was going to stop. And when I saw it wasn't, I was thinking to myself, is this guy going to pass out? I mean, this is, definitely not something that you see every day with WWE. And I thought it was quite fitting, actually, for the match. And it told a good story. And, there was a point where obviously you didn't see him blade, but it could have been done a little bit more smoothly. There was obviously a lot of cameras that were off Dustin for quite a long time. And when they transitioned back to him, it didn't look very smooth. So that could have been fixed. But it was quite astounding to see so much blood.
Yeah, it really was shocking after not seeing blood for a long time in wrestling. To see that much, it really was. Like, that was one of the bloodiest matches. Seriously, like that.
And the ring mat, though, that's the thing, though. The ring mat just got covered. So it surprised me to see, the subsequent matches have no blood on that pad, or
Yeah.
Mat, but.
So I'm sorry, I was texting Justin. I heard what you said, though. But yeah, they probably lifted up another mat. I mean, they're always switching mats. In WWE, they switch the fucking mat every match. So, not every match, but almost every match. Even in house shows. Like, it's just, they're always switching the goddamn mats. Let me play a couple more of the donations, see what's up.
Give it a hell yeah!
You. Moxley versus Omega. Jericho versus Hangman Page. Sign me up.
Yeah,
if you
seriously.
don't want you to succeed, then you're not a real wrestling fan.
I agree.
From me. Great show.
I agree. Mike Litteris, thank you. I give tonight an 8 out of 10. I liked it a lot for many reasons. It was, again, like what I would go back and watch probably ever. I'd probably go back and watch
Super Chat Party.
three or four matches. That's pretty good.
Great show. Did you see my announcement on Twitter?
Ashley Rose Nova, what up, Ashley? I did not see it yet, Ashley. I've been so busy.
Actually, I'm going to go back and watch this whole thing.
Yeah, I'd put the whole thing on again, but I'm just being realistic. You know, like what I would go search for. And I hope that they come out with Blu-rays or something, like a way that I can always go back and watch it again and whatever else. This was simply amazing. And, I mean, besides the production and stuff, it was an 8 out of 10 for me. Ashley, I'll check your Twitter in a little while. We are getting ready for my Corrupted podcast on my Patreon. If you're not a patron, sign up. Only for $1 a month, you get the Corrupted podcast every single week, plus a few other things. And many people are at the $5, $10, and $50 levels and $25 levels.
Bum.
It's crazy.
I watched Don for the free $3.99. The show is somewhat like an NXT takeover. But honestly, I liked NXT better. Only thing I like it the Omega match and Moxley showing up. And the commentary was garbage. Should have hired Joe Cronin. SJW fucks.
John Montgomery, thanks, man. John was really harsh on it, but, you know, he is coming off of Cody Rhodes blocking him a few days ago. John Montgomery, thank you for the $5, man. I thought it was, I thought it was better than some people that are bashing it. Some people are bashing it.
Here we go. I'm about to get it, man.
I still think it was pretty good.
I
I fucking cried. I'm sorry. I cried. I'm a bitch.
I feel your pain, JC. I watched from my phone as well. Amazing PPV 8/10.
Magpul Mike, thank you, Magpul Mike, for the donation. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I could have watched from the phone, but I'm like, no, man, I got to watch it on a TV. I mean, come on, it's got to be on a TV. And I know I could have gotten a laptop, found an HDMI plug, plugged it in, and figured that out. You know, but it was just irritating to me that I had to go through that sort of trouble to try to watch. And that's what made me upset. And I'm glad that it got figured out. And thanks to Leah, thanks to the wife, she got it done for me. Sometimes she does. Maybe it's because I mowed the lawn today. I don't know. Oh, Cold Army, what up?
I ordered Double or Nothing on Sling TV on my TV app with no problems with it. Such an amazing PPV, 10 out of 10.
Cold Army, thank you. 10 out of 10, though. Jesus, to me, that's crazy. Like 10 out of 10. That was not 10 out of 10. Monetize This last night is up in full. Leah sporting the Only You Can Prevent Forest Fire
basketball dance off the concrete.
And Dave Rose.
I mean, I'm just so sick of you little meth head devil worshippers. I'll be honest, I'd like to take a big bite out of your face.
This show was great. The matches were great. I'm happy that I did a live reaction of it too. Make a long story short, to me, Typher MOTN, Cody versus Dustin, and Young Bucks versus Lucha Bros. John F. and Moxley, goddamn.
Yeah, that was epic. Malk Gooley, what up, Gooley?
You want to do this to Alex Jones? Put Alex Jones in AEW. I'll show you a goddamn fight. I'll fuck a frog.
Imagine Alex Jones in AEW. Cody Rhodes hires him just so he can shock everybody.
He'd be great in any capacity.
Absolutely.
What the fuck the point is, Vince? What the fuck the point is, Vince? What the fuck the point is, Vince?
After not watching wrestling for 8 months, this show was so refreshing. It really helps to not watch WWE trash to appreciate wrestling. Winnipeg boys for the main event, baby.
Damn straight, Timbo's slice. The slice.
It's the slice, yeah. Timbo the slice. Thank you for the $9.99 donation. Of course, that's in honor of the WWE Network. Vince looked shocked. That was Vince's face when he watched AEW tonight. He went, "Oh shit, this is what we're gonna have to do."
Yep, basically.
I can't wait to see the pay-per-view buy rate. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people stole this tonight, and that's gonna hurt them. So for everybody that was like,
well, maybe they got to make it easier for you to be able to access it and purchase it over the phone.
Yeah, I mean, I think my situation was different. But
that Cody Dustin match reminded me of an old NWA match.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's exactly right. That's exactly what it reminded people of, for sure. And I didn't see a whole lot of NWA back in the day, but used to have those VHSs. I appreciate that donation, man. We will get to more in a second. Gerald Armstrong, what up, man? Good to hear from you. But yeah, the match was shocking to me. The ending was amazing. Cody finally getting the victory. It was such a fun ending to me. And the fact that Dustin went through this whole match is amazing. Like, and this wasn't stopped. I mean, are you surprised the match wasn't stopped? I can't believe that there was no doctors to glue or stop, or they just kept going. And not only that, at the end, for him to be like, we thought maybe this was the retirement match.
Yeah. That was a nice surprise as well.
Ken Brownstone, thanks for subbing to the channel, man. What up, Ken? Yeah, and for him, so we think, well, this is it. This is Dustin's end. And Cody says, oh, man, he says, I don't need a partner. I need a brother. He's crying when he says it. Dustin is crying. And, man, I'm telling you, bro, I have cried about 4 times in wrestling history. Overkill, thank you for the sub, man. What up? I've cried 4 times because of wrestling in my life. That's 30-something years. And 1 was Shawn Michaels retiring. 2 was Ric Flair, I believe, retiring. 3 was The Undertaker. We thought was retiring when he laid his clothes down. That was fucked up. And tonight, during that Cody Rhodes situation. So that is, I'm a bitch, man. Christopher Harris, thanks for subscribing. And not much of a cry, but it was enough to, like, wow, that got me. What the hell's going on?
Personally, what hit me was Macho Man's wedding, but
I was too young.
I'm just joking.
I know.
You're getting a lot of subscribers. Holy shit.
Yo, Henry Lawrence, what up? Thanks for subbing, man. We're having a party. And don't forget,
subscriber party.
I'm used to just covering WWE and a little bit of Impact, but now that we're covering AEW,
I'm so excited to start covering this, to start to review this show and follow it. Follow the stories they're going to be telling us. A lot of callers and donators keep saying the same thing. It's refreshing.
It is. It is. And now that
you could tell that from the momentum of the matches, the type of matches that were going on. Everything was just so refreshing compared to the staleness that we've had to deal with for so long.
Yeah. Well, now people in the chat are bringing up like Owen dying and all this stuff. Okay, yeah, I did cry when someone died. I cried when Owen died a little bit. But I'm talking about a wrestling match or whatever.
Hey, Joe, I love you. Food the Bruins.
Hermano Nero, thank you for the donation, man. Hey, man, I've been getting attacked. The entire Stanley Cup playoffs, I've been getting attacked. But yet my Bruins keep beating your teams. So
they hate you. Why do they hate Boston?
Because I think it's mostly because of the Patriots, but I don't know. I'm just guessing that's mostly what it is.
Hate is gonna hate.
Hey, fuck it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I get the hate. I get it. I hate the Yankees. I get the hate for Boston at this point. We used to be a darling in 2004. And now we're hated. I get it. I get why. I don't blame people. I'd be sick of us too.
So overall, what would you give this match alone if you were to rate it?
Party.
Adam Eamon, thank you for the donation, man. I got to rush through these because we really supposed to have already started the Corrupted podcast.
Trying to help you here.
But no, what would I give this match? I would give this match probably like a 7. No, probably an 8 because of emotion and story. Probably an 8 out of 10 for the Cody and Dustin match But, it was so good. I feel bad even giving it that low of a thing. It's just that obviously it wasn't an amazing, like, crazy, like, wrestling match, but it was something that I will watch again and again, I'm sure. So I almost want to give it an 8.5 just for the emotion of it. So, yeah, probably about an 8 out of 10, Dave. What would you give it?
I would also give it about an 8.5 out of 10. It was, again, everything that you said. Just story, the wrestling.
Where am I living? Where am I living?
Oh, my God. Scared the shit out of me.
Debate question here. Do you think the show went too long? I think so. They should have cut a match or two. Also, what do you think WWE's response will be this week? I know NXT will be better next Saturday. Lastly, I'm surprised they didn't make a 24/7 joke tonight.
Yeah, that's true. It would have been funny if someone just grabbed the world title. No, maybe not the world title, but it would have been funny if somebody did something like that. I was like, I got to get him out of here. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you can't win that unless you're in a match. It's 24/7. That's something else, you idiot, or whatever. Malibu L, thank you for the 1050. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. They could have done
that. To conclude, about an 8 out of 10. Damn, these donations keep coming in. Subscribers.
I think that was a sub.
So
Musy Goosey.
after that was the tag team match.
The Young Bucks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, you had Bret Hart introduce the AEW title.
Super chat.
And then after that was
Fans, remember the term suspension of disbelief.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And I can do that
but
pretty
it's still
well.
real to me, damn it.
Sin, thank you for the donation, Sin. Yeah, I mean, I can suspend my disbelief pretty well. I wish I could read that Arabic, but I can't. But I hope it says something cool. Thank you for subbing to the channel. I am going to start simultaneously casting from my from the Corrupted show as well, so people know that we are coming. And my God, that's got to be Kane!
My name is Kane and I'm donating.
There was a lot of WWE wrestlers were tweeting and what cheer you tonight. Xavier Woods said good luck and tweeting. The Revival were tweeting during the Bucks match. Sasha Banks marking out for Awesome Kong. This is not good for WWE, this is not good at all.
Varsity Pussy. What's up, Varsity? How you doing? No, it's not. It's not good for them, I don't think. It's good for all of us, though, because, God, were we all comatose, guys? Everybody in the chat, everybody, everywhere, we were comatose with what was going on in the WWE. I mean, they were killing our souls.
Do a little basketball dance off the concrete. I mean, I'm just so sick
up,
of you
Elliot?
little meth head devil worshippers. I'll be honest, I'd like to take a big bite out of your face.
NTX and AEW are the only shows I'll probably end up only watching if the main roster don't get their stuff together.
I mean, yeah, and Elliot, it feels to me like what I've been saying for months. I've been saying this for months, that basically I never thought that AEW would really be competing with WWE yet. I feel like they're competing with NXT. And I really feel, because like the week-to-week NXT show, to me, is like hit or miss, and I don't always watch it because of whatever. But NXT's takeovers, NXT's pay-per-views are great. But they're just basically like wrestling. Like, go out and wrestle. But they didn't have some of the element of story and fun that
Super chat.
Double or Nothing
Super
had.
chat.
So
AEW Skull.
Oh, yeah, Mike Litteris. By the way, we were at 34,945 subs, guys. We're almost at 65,000 subs. So shout out to all the people subbing, like Lopkong3 or L.O. Kong. I don't know. I always read that shit wrong. I hope I didn't fuck up your name. But I appreciate the sub very much. Let me see where we are on this list right here, because we are... Okay, we're catching up here, so that's good.
Joe, have you watched the Indiana Jones series?
I mean, are you talking about the movies? Is there a series out that I'm not aware of?
There was the Young Indiana Jones series, but I don't think he's referring to that.
I mean, I've watched all 4 movies a million times, if that's what you're talking about. Well, the first 3 a million, and the 4th one 3 times. But Audran Delancey, thanks for subbing to the channel. Why? What the hell? It was a weird question. I know they're making a new one. Probably last one with Harrison Ford. Jack, thank you for subbing to the channel, man. Guys, don't forget June 8th in Warwick, Rhode Island. Please go on Facebook, look it up. FanFest 7. I'm going to be there. Tons of wrestling legends are going to be there too, including Eric Bischoff. Me and Eric Bischoff are going to be walking around just giving people shots and seeing where the night goes. It's going to be a lot of fun in Warwick, Rhode Island. I have a table and so many wrestling legends. Check it out, FanFest 7, if you're in the Rhode Island area. Come meet me, but you don't really want to meet me. You want to meet all the wrestling legends, but I will be there just basically to piss off Eric Bischoff, and it will be a lot of fun. So come hang out, come have a good time on June 8th, plus June 7th, the day before, It's the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame for New England. New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. If you want to check that out, that's going to be a nice show as well. If you're that into it, cool. But both events back-to-back. It's going to be a good weekend for wrestling fans. And Christopher, thanks for subbing to the channel, man. I appreciate
Eric Bischoff
that.
reminds me of Darcy from Married with Children.
Oh, my God, Darcy? What?
Don't you think? No? Am I the only one who sees it?
Oh, the guy next door? Yeah, he kind of does.
He's
Yeah,
the second husband to Marcy.
yeah, I was thinking of Marcy. I was like, what? Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, he's
Sorry. Jefferson was the second
Jefferson.
husband.
Well, Jefferson Darcy. So, you know.
Well, yeah. Sorry, no, but I can't remember. Steve was the first one.
Steve was great.
Yeah.
Didn't get to
They were
watch, but
both
do you
great.
think they will give WWE competition, and will WWE eventually step up?
Joe Jones, thanks for the money, man. I appreciate it. I don't know, because in order to create competition, AEW is going to have to create a new audience, similar to how WCW did. WCW got millions of people who weren't watching wrestling to watch them and not even watch WWE. And what ended up happening was then WCW handed over those fans to WWE. So it would be nice if somebody could create new fans. Whether that's WWE or AEW, somebody has to create new wrestling fans. You know, you're only going to be able to bring back maybe potentially 1 million people. After that, people aren't watching really. So you're going to need to create a new wrestling audience. WCW did it. Because when I was in middle school, nobody knew who Shawn Michaels was. Nobody knew all that shit. Then all of a sudden, one day, George Vasquez, thanks for the sub. Then all of a sudden, one day, all the kids were walking around going, NWO. And I'm like, wait, don't you watch WWF? And they're like, what's that? And I was like, WWF. Like, there's WCW, I guess, and WWF. They're like, no, I just watched WCW. And all these people, all these kids had become WCW fans and never even watched WWF. Yet I'd been watching WWF for 8 years. So it was like, what's going on? AEW has to do that.
The Boston sports fans are the most entitled group of D-bags on earth. Also, Joe Jones is Christ.
He might be Jeremy Pasta. Why are we entitled?
Those are the Vancouver hockey fans that are the most entitled.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't get how I'm like. What's entitled? I mean, we win a lot of titles. I think. Now, I mean, the Celtics fans are. I'll say that our Celtics fans do that kind of cunty, cunty fans. You know, they can be kind of cunts. Might be Jeremy.
Do you want to wrap this up then?
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up as quickly as possible. I'm gonna stay for another 5 minutes to see if there's a couple of donations that we might have missed. JB, what up, brother?
Hi!
Hey, baby. If I give you my code, are you going to go watch Double or Nothing? Because it's pretty good.
Giving me your code.
You know, for the BR Live network or whatever. Dude, you know they're going to be doing all kinds of things like stats, like pins and pin attempts in a match, and all kinds of shit like that on their website when they launch the TV show?
That's pretty fucking original.
It's pretty cool, man. Like, how many...
I like the statistical thing. You know me, I like numbers.
Didn't TNA try that with the statistics?
Don't remember, so it didn't work out. I know that.
I remember.
Here we go.
I don't think it does.
Here we go. About to get it, man. Here we go.
It's an extra thing that I think a portion of the audience will appreciate.
Nah, Joe, man, alien space invaders from the wrestling god's planet came down and took the real Vince McMahon. Anyway, wake up, Vince. AEW is real.
Wake up. Wake up, Vince. Malk Gooley, thank you for the $5 again, man. I appreciate it. For the people that are wondering what's going on Saturday nights we do a show called Corrupted Podcast, not wrestling oriented. And I have 300. We have about 380 patrons that wait to watch the show at certain times. So I'm 25 minutes behind. So for the people watching, I didn't expect AEW to go this long. I didn't expect my power to go out at some point. So we're kind of running into that.
1,541 people watching. Thank you.
Yeah, this was epic tonight.
That's a lot of people.
K. Webster, thank you for subbing to the channel, man. I just want to make sure all the money donations get played. I don't want to leave anybody behind, and I don't think we did. I think Glorious Eugene's the next one, and then we're going to end. So in about 5 minutes, I'm going to have to end. Tomorrow night after Raw, we're going to talk about WWE Raw, or rather Monday night after Raw, we're going to talk about WWE Raw. Tomorrow in the day, in the afternoon sometime, I'm going to be doing another AEW stream to talk about this. I hope AEW can create new fans. What a great show tonight. Steve, thank you for subbing to the channel, and everybody else for subbing to the channel. If you guys want to continue the fun, please sign up for my Patreon. Me, Ken, and Justin Bailey, and we're continuing in the Corrupted podcast, and we're recording it. I know the iTunes is down because fucking Podbean wants like $300 out of nowhere to sign up. That makes no goddamn sense. I don't know what the hell Podbean is thinking or doing. Like, there's usually an option to just choose like the monthly plan, but that's not there. But there's the link right there, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Jump on over there. It's $1 a month. It keeps the show going. How do you know my dad? What? What'd you do, Bailey?
I fucking fell.
Hey, Kurt. Burmaio. Thank you very much for subbing to the channel, man. What up?
Hey, Kurt.
Hey, Kurty Bert. Man, you got to see this blood, Bailey. I have never seen, like, you got to watch this match.
Super chat.
It's fucked.
How much does
CM
that Bleacher
Punk till
Report
August to
cost?
join AEW.
It was $50 to buy it.
On Bleacher Report?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Well, that donation played so quick I missed it. Thank you for the donation. Let me see who that was. Yeah, it was insane. I could just give you my code, I think, though. Oh, no, you know what? I signed up on my Facebook like a fucking idiot. I shouldn't have done that. I should have signed up with email. See, that's... Oh, man, I messed up so bad because now it's like, oh, let me give you my Facebook. Oh, I can't do that.
You
Stupid.
big damn buffoon.
That was glorious, Eugene. Nancy, thank you, Nancy. And shout out to Michael and Miguel. What up, Miguel? Buenos noches, Miguel. What's up?
JB, you know who showed up tonight?
Who's that?
Our favorite.
Dolph Ziggler?
No, the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. And he actually presented the new title.
Really?
And it was fucking prestigious.
It's hard not to believe that the AEW thing isn't pretty damn big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, is
It
this
caught
gonna,
me off surprised that this guy
Dean Ambrose showed up.
Moxley did or whatever?
Yeah,
Moxley
at the end,
showed
it
up,
was
yeah.
fucking beautiful. Crowd popped. He came out of the crowd like fucking Steve Austin. People were loving it, and he just caused chaos.
Well, let me ask you the question then. Are you live?
We're still live on the review, yeah. We still have 1,400 watching, but we are switching over to Patreon, so guys, get over there if you can.
I have a question.
Yeah.
And I think I know the answer
Yeah.
from Joe's end. Not sure about Dave, but do you think WWE is shitting their pants a little bit right now?
That's the question going around, the most said comment tonight, I believe.
Okay, well, the only reason I ask is because with as many names as they have, I know back in the day WCW had big names too, but it's kind of hard to compare the two now. But is there a donation coming through?
No, you hear them.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Sorry. It's weird. Like, used to when the donations would come through, there'd be like that weird like wave noise in the background.
Yeah.
But that's what I heard, so that's why I asked. But no, it's like, I don't know, man. I'm not, you know me, I'm not in on wrestling anymore, but for some reason the AEW thing feels different.
You want to check this out, honestly. If you like wrestling as an art and a sport, you're going to want to just sit down and watch this.
I may have to do that. I'm not paying $50 for it, though.
I ordered Double or Nothing on Sling TV on my TV.
I'm curious
no
to see what kind of replays,
Such an amazing show.
the prices
Love you,
of
Joe.
replays of these events is going to cost, because I'm sure it's going to be made available.
Thank you, Cold. I think we heard this donation before. Yeah, I heard Sling TV worked really well. I don't have that.
I'm not hearing donations, by the way.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like they died.
Sling TV is trash.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
know what
one
that
person
is.
said that they were able to get it working no problem, but Joe was having big issues getting it ordered.
My issues were Verizon just being idiots, like in my area or whatever. It wasn't. Everybody else probably had no problem, but.
Well, when we cord cut, that was the first service we chose was Sling, and we tried it and it was fucking garbage.
Oh yeah.
And then we found the PS View, and the PS View's been perfect.
Well, dude, Fios is awesome. I mean, like, my internet speeds are insane. But it's like, it was one of those things where I never set up the pay-per-view thing, I guess, because we just moved. We just bought this house January, so it's like, we had to call them, but they're all gone on the vacation. So I'm like, what the fuck do I do? Like, and I'm tweeting everybody, just flipping the fuck out. But guys, listen, we got to get out of here. Please, if you guys like the show, if you like my show, and you like podcasts, come check out the Corrupted podcast right now on my Patreon. Sign up on Patreon. It's only $1 a month. Some people I have a couple $100 patrons. People can get all kinds of perks. I have tons of shows. Me and my wife do one. Me and Tommy, tons of different shit and wrestling stuff. It's coming to Patreon. So check it out. But just for $1 a month, you can hear patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. You can hear the Corrupted podcast. And that funds what I do here on YouTube as well. So if you like what I'm doing, $1 a month, come on over to Patreon. And not only are you giving $1, but you're supporting the show and you're getting hours of content a month as well that you can't hear on YouTube.
No holds barred, by the way, on Corrupted.
Yeah, it's if you're offended by stuff, you don't want to come over there because we are going to probably piss you off. And of course, episode 2 coming of my new podcast that is strongly focused on AEW, EWP, Elite Wrestling Podcast. For the people watching on Patreon, we're not going anywhere. But for the people watching on the Joe Cronin Show YouTube channel, that is as much of a review as I could do. I have run 30 minutes over. Justin Bailey is waiting. I think Ken's waiting too, maybe. And
I think Ken's calling the wrong number, by the way.
I believe so, yeah. If you want to try to bring him in here.
I think he's calling Cronin instead of the Danny Deadly.
Yeah, I think so, too, because I don't see him calling at all.
Mm-mm.
So many different podcasts over on Patreon. Download the app. It's free to download the app. Come check it out. All right,
grab a beer, Joe.
Oh, you're grabbing a beer.
Yeah, tonight's a big drinking night for me.
I got to tell you, man, I was out with I got to tell you about my neighbor today and all kinds of shit. There's so much to talk about. I love it.
I'm fucking ready.
I mean, we're not going to stay up until fucking forever, but it's going to be a good show. All right.
We'll pace it good.
Hey, Dave, I don't know if I'm assuming, Ken's going to come, so I don't think we need Dave, but I really look forward, Dave.
Dave's more than welcome to stay if he wants.
You want to stay, Dave?
I could stay for a little while if you want.
You don't have to, but stay for a little while. Stay.
We're only going till 3. No later than 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. It sounded like Joe didn't really want me here.
No, I do want you here. I just don't want you to feel obligated to have to be here.
Obligated? Fuck, it's an honor to be my first appearance on Corrupted.
Fuck yeah. Well, here we go. All right, baby. Yeah, because Leah's going to bed, and we sometimes have her. So, all right. See you guys there. I'm going to mute you for a second while I close the show. Goodbye. Stay tuned for more EWP, more AEW wrestling talk. Don't miss it here on the Joe Cronin Show. Hit that subscriber button down below. And thank you all for the support tonight. Really appreciate it. Anthony Perkins, thanks for subbing. See you guys tomorrow with an afternoon stream to follow up on all this wrestling talk. I am fucking hyped, guys. See you guys over on Corrupted. What a bloodbath.